Reminder, I play on Minecraft Java Edition. Seeds in Java Edition and Bedrock Edition are similar, but still a bit different. Structures like villages or mansions do not generate in the same places between versions. Terrain will be very similar, but things like trees will often generate a bit differently. Version parity does not mean everything is the same, just know that before using these seeds on Bedrock Edition. This island fits into the category of islands that I call a modern classic survival island. That means it's a pretty small-sized island, and instead of a beach biome, it has stony shores. This one has a section of plains surrounded by these stony shores, and then there's a small section of forest on the shore here. There's also this little rock area next to the island. It's a decent island for a survival island experience. Cliff Island time. You know I love finding these island seeds. They always just look so cool. In this case, we've got a mix of grove biome and taiga at the top, with the big cliffs on the side having a bit of lush cave here and there. That includes this pretty awesome looking spot right here. The big openings on the side of the cliff looks really cool. I don't really even need to mention it because it's been obvious, but there's icebergs all around the island too. Just absolutely beautiful scenery all around the spawn. And I just have to point out this shipwreck here. It's a jungle and spruce ship. Ships within icebergs always just look incredible. Cliff Island seeds are awesome, and this one doesn't disappoint. This right here is just a really cool Minecraft seed. We instantly see it's an island village when we spawn into the world. But as we get to the edge of the island, we realize it's also a cliff island. The cliffs alone look really cool, but when we add a village into the mix, it becomes even better. We've got this tannery generating on its own little platform, we've got this well generating on the side of the cliffs, paths generating on the side of the cliffs too. This water block hasn't been updated yet, so it's just stuck. This one right here too. We've also got this lava fall, and this single stream waterfall. Just such a cool seed. This island has a really cool shape to it. The generation of it just looks really interesting. It opens up here for like a cove type area, and it's got the Taiga hills too. It is just a really interesting looking island, and that's not even the reason I decided to share it. This right here is. Yeah, an igloo of all things managed to generate here. And look what happens when I enter the trap door. The ladder being waterlogged like this isn't something I've ever seen before, which is kind of cool. And of course, we've got the basement at the bottom. You can transform the zombie here if you want. This seed is just really unique, from the terrain to the icebergs to the igloo. Let's go back to a more classic type of island now with this small forest island. There's just a small section of forest, and sections of beach in various areas around the forest. I had plenty of turtles spawning on the beach, and there's plenty of trees and animals for a nice way to live on this island. It's just what you expect to get when you have a survival island seed. I'm naming this seed the Flower Islands. As you can see, there are two islands split by a stream of water. This one is a flower forest biome, and this one is a sunflower plains biome, hence the Flower Islands. There's two islands, so play on this with a friend. Swamp islands are not something I really look for. Just by the way swamp biomes generate, they don't necessarily look like an island, nor do they look like somewhere I'd want to live. So they're just not something I ever think about looking for. But I changed that up here, obviously. I had a go at finding a witch hut island, and this is what I found. I may do a refined search in the future and find something a bit better. I decided on this one because it gives the witch hut, of course, but also because it gives a forest too. Certainly not a traditional type island, but that's my go at a witch hut island. This island just looks like a birch forest island when we spawn in, but I think this area changes that opinion pretty quickly. A massive crater in the middle of the island is just absolutely awesome. The lava at the bottom is really cool. The waterfalls are awesome. It being within a birch forest island is awesome. It's all just awesome. This island is certainly something, But I mean, there's probably some creative person out there that sees something like this and pictures a way to make a cool build on it or something. I just see it and see chaos personally, but I think the chaos causes for a really cool looking area. Windswept terrain always looks crazy, but I think it being in the middle of the ocean increases the craziness. And when you compare it to this little traditional island nearby, you can really see why. The look of lava falls, the look of waterfalls, the look of elevated terrain, it all looks really unique. And there's even floating terrain too. This little piece of ore cluster floating is especially cool. Just a really unique island seed. When I say I was elated to find this seed, that's probably an understatement. I was looking for a Cherry Grove island, but to add on a village to the island too, that's just awesome. The village is just a small village. It almost perfectly lines up in the water along the shore, with just a few buildings up on the mainland. The Cherry Grove sits elevated up a bit. This causes a pretty cool look from the village. Despite the island being a bit bigger than I normally look for in a survival island, the Cherry Grove is worth it. But that's not all I want to show you in this seed, because this is right off the eastern coast of the island. You can see just how close it is to the island here. Just a cool look having the monument and shipwreck in the same place. So yeah, this seed is just really fantastic. Let's take a look at a Woodland Mansion island now. But before we do, comment with the word survive so I know you've made it this far into the video. That'll help me know how long people are watching and help me improve the videos in the future. I'm going to be honest, my search for a tall Woodland Mansion island didn't turn out well, so this is what I ultimately settled on. But regardless, we spawn onto a dark forest island, and on one side there are some cliffs, and on the other there is a woodland mansion. The stone going up the side of the foundation looks really cool. The mansion itself is pretty much as big as the island. And to put into perspective the size of the mansion, there is 9 rooms on the top floor. And that there is a Woodland Mansion island seed. One more biome and one more structure with this seed. We've got a Taiga island with a pillager outpost on it. The island is, I guess I'd say, a medium size. The outpost sits right on the coast of the island. Along with a tower, it comes with 2 golem cages, 2 alley cages, an empty cage, a log collection, 2 sets of scarecrow targets, and 2 tents. Of course, the tower will come with a bit of loot at the top. That's all there really is to say about this seed. Let's go back and look at a plains and forest island. The more classic type of islands are one of my personal favorites actually. This one has a nice, fairly flat section of plains. And then it's got the little forest section on the edge of the island, and it's got little pieces of beach biome. If I'm looking to play a classic type of survival island, this is a seed I'd consider playing on. Alright, we've got a Savanna island here. And by the way, if you like these island seeds I'm showing, be sure to subscribe so you'll know whenever I share some more. But yeah, just one more island biome type for you guys to choose from. It's a pretty fair-sized island. Along with the Savanna, it's got beach sections and a stony shore. There's also this area here. I like the look of the waterfalls going down the crater, and this crater goes all the way down to deep slate level. Overall, a decent option for a Savanna island seed. You can see why I wanted to share this seed right when spawning into this world. But let's look at the island itself first. Jungle islands themselves always look pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of jungle biomes in regular continent style generation, in the sense I probably wouldn't build there. But in islands, I think they look fantastic. This island also has a small section of forest and a section of beach. And then of course, the jungle temple just makes the island even better. When we go inside the temple, there's a chest with loot behind the lever wall and a chest at the back of the temple. It doesn't have the greatest of loot, but to me, that doesn't matter, because the temple being on this island alone made it worth checking out. This seed is split between 2 pretty big islands, and there's a few reasons why I wanted to share it. Let's go to the first, which is what originally stood out to me on the map. That's this beach shipwreck here. Beach shipwrecks look really awesome. This one being on the beach so far in made it look like it washed up pretty far or something. Then we have another shipwreck right over here. This one is clearly buried, so you can dig it out if you want. It generated next to a turtle beach too. And then there's this. This crater leads right down to a mineshaft. So awesome having this generate as a part of this island. There's definitely plenty to explore around this seed. You know what? One more forest island is good for this video, I think. I'm really trying to hit that classic island feel in this video, I think. The nostalgia factor is real. This has a pretty cool shape to it, with the offshoot on this side. And I mean, yeah, it's just another small forest seed, with oak trees, birch trees, and sections of beach. A really nice small forest island. Over my time of making these videos, I've said plenty about how I love to find island village seeds. But you know what's even better? A ruined portal village island seed. This seed has just about everything we want with an island village seed, and then a ruined portal gets thrown into the mix. The ruined portal generates next to a village farm and this floating tree thing. Of course, the ruined portal comes with a bit of loot. And speaking of loot, there's a blacksmith in the village. And look how this area generates around the building. This is just an awesome seed. That's all I really need to say about it. Mesa Cliff Islands are one thing I've always thought look awesome. This one doesn't disappoint, but it's a bit different than the usual big cliffs we see. This is just a tiny little island that's elevated out of the water. It looks really cool. We go from the trees at the top to the mesa colors going down the side, mixed in with stone and sand from the desert biome that's a part of the island. We've got some lush cave bits mixed in too. It's just a really cool little mesa island. I'm going to build off of the nostalgia of many of the seeds I've shown in this video and show a true classic survival island seed. And I think that's what I'll name the seed in the description and on my coordinates blog. True classic survival island. It's just a small island, no other land in sight, just a tiny piece of land in the middle of an ocean. It's got trees, grass, and a small beach. That's all it is. An island I would have randomly spawned on while generating worlds in earlier versions of Minecraft. Just one of those seeds I love to find in Minecraft. And speaking of seeds I love, click one of the videos on screen now to see more seeds discovered by me. Like, subscribe, click the bell, become a member. Alright, I'm out of here. See ya.